So sorry for the interruption, guys. The mic disconnected, so I have to find solution to it. So as we are talking, so this is where I am, right? This will be like the continuation of what I'm saying back then. So what I'm saying back then is anticipate that okay, you want to take a buy already because the reason is not that you are just anticipating, you are anticipating because you trade what you see. You understand? And what do you see? Price is currently telling you that okay, the 4-hour market structure is bullish, right? Now we are treating inducement liquidity now. Please, you guys should not forget the 4-hour basic market structure is bullish. So now, what do you want to do? The last swing 4-hour market structure, which is the last swing low to the last swing high on the 4-hour, you want to look for the most two recent break of structure, which is the inducement and the disruption. And I've already told you, this right here is the disruption low, and this right here is the inducement low. Then guess what price did? And I tell you, the most recent one is always the inducement, which is it is always to fake out early buyers or sellers. Because a lot of people will be seeing this sweep, this break, and they will want to be placing their entry right here at this liquidity right here, saying okay, they want to maybe buy. But then guess what? Price came there, give them a little bit of reaction, then come take out their stop loss because that level is not valid. That level is the most recent break of structure in a 4-hour level. So it is the inducement. It is the what? It is the inducement. That is why price to and you can see. And every time price take out inducement, price just look for the most valid or the most nearest other block or breaker block to react from, the price start pushing. So now let's just imagine, okay, I want to take a buy. I've already anticipated that okay, this is my 4-hour low, this is my 4-hour high. I break it down to 30 minutes, right? I was looking for my internal structure, which is this 1, 2, 3. This is my 30-minute break of structure, which tells me that this 4-hour level is valid. Then suddenly, I see price taking out the most recent one. I know that okay, maybe price is preparing for a new buy. All I'm looking for is a POI to take the buy. And guess what? This is another block right here. Price tap into that other block. And guess what price did? Price went on a very, very long buy, which is this. Price went on a very, very long buy. You can see if you have leveraged this on your MT5, you are in for a lot of money. So as I'm talking, what is inducement liquidity? Is the most recent break of structure in a valid leg. So now we'll be moving to transactional liquidity. What do we mean by transactional liquidity? So as we say transaction, which means people are transacting money from one another. So what we mean by transaction is when maybe say people are transacting money from one another, and so it's exactly the same thing on the chart also, which means price is transacting POIs from one place to another. So what I mean by transactional liquidity is on a 4-hour swing level, let's just say price is going like this, it's going like this, it's going like this, it's going like this. And I told you this is the 4-hour basic market structure. You can see how everything is going back to the basic and to the advanced. So if you don't understand those two, everything is just like basically mistake. So now here is it. Let's just say price took out this first 4-hour market structure right here, which is the change of character. What is currently happening right here is change of character. You see, price will take out all this other one, react a little bit, take out all this old 4-hour swing lows, react a little bit, take out this one, react a little bit. The process of price doing this is what we call price is taking out transactional liquidity. Which means price is transacting, taking liquidity right here, transferring it into this high, taking the liquidity right here, transferring it into this high, then taking the liquidity right here, transferring. So now let's just say this is the bearish side. Let's just say now, and same thing happen on the bullish side. Price take out a major 4-hour high, which is another change of character. Price will react a little bit, then took out this also, react a little bit, then took out this also. This is the process in which price is taking out transactional liquidity. I hope what I mean by transactional liquidity is very, very clear now, which is the process in which price is taking out all those previous 4-hour major highs and those previous 4-hour major lows. That is when price is taking out transactional liquidity. So let's see if we can get an example. Let's see if we can get an example Right, yeah. So let's see if we can get an example right here. Okay, good. So basic example of what I'm looking for is price taken out transactionally. Okay, good. Now let's see it. You can see this is GBP and a 4 hour chart. So if we are looking at the structure from this way, you can see it is pretty bullish. Price is doing like this. Even on this higher low, higher low, higher low, then this higher. Then suddenly there's a strong impulsive movement that comes. And what has that strong impulsive movement been doing? Took out the first 4 hour major low, which is right here. Then ever since he took out the first 4 hour major low, you can see he didn't keep going. All those previous 4 hour major lows, keep taking them as transactional liquidity. So that is basically what price means by taking out of transactional liquidity. So when we get to the point of putting everything together, you guys will see how I use transactional liquidity to like formulate an entry and get myself an entry model. Understand? You guys will see how I use inducement also. You guys will see how I use all this type of liquidity that I'm teaching you. You guys will see how I use structural liquidity, how I use inducement liquidity, how I use transactional liquidity, how I use everything to formulate a trade idea and end up making money. So what you just have to know is the process in which price is taking out all those major previous 4 hour highs, 4 hour lows. That is what price is calling transactional liquidity. And you guys know process in which price is taking out the most recent break of structure on a lower time frame within a swing leg. That is called inducement liquidity. Understand, the most recent break of structure within a swing leg, the process in which price take out that most recent break of structure and continue in that direction, that is what we mean by price is taking out inducement liquidity. And what we mean by price taking out transactional liquidity is price just taking out all these major 4 hour highs and lows. So let me give it to you example once again, because I really want you guys to understand and get it. So this is a major 4 hour swing leg, right? This is all those 4 hour 30 minutes break of structure. You understand? I tell you, whenever you see a 4 hour swing, get drop down to 30 minutes to figure out if it is valid. If it does not have at least two 30 minutes break of structure within that leg, it is not valid. You can see. So now, let's just imagine price just came out, take out this most recent one. That is the process in which price is taking out inducement. Understand? Now, this is what we mean by transactional liquidity. Price is going like this, like this. On a 4 hour, remember, basic market structure. Then price take out this one, which we know as change of character. The price come back, take out this one also, take out this one also, take out. This is price taking out transactional liquidity. Understand? So now I hope you guys understand what I mean by transactional liquidity and inducement liquidity. So now moving to structural liquidity. You see, structural liquidity, it is very simple. It is very simple. But it will only be simple only if you pay attention. That is just it. So now you can even see good. You can even see now you can see this is a 4 hour break of structure. This is another 4 hour break of structure right here. The price came back, take out this 4 hour break of structure. What is price telling you that there's a change of character to the upside right here, which means we will be looking for buys right now. But then also it means price is taking out transactional liquidity. So now what do we mean by structural liquidity? Structural liquidity, it is the type of liquidity that you can find within a trading range. Oh, I hope you are getting me. Within a trading range. So let me break it down for you. You see, you know that I tell you within a 4 hour swing guy and 4 hour swing, you are going to find 30. If you can't find at least 30 minutes break of structure, that means the level is not valid. But then you might not find 30 minute break of structure within that swing level, but you can definitely find what they call structural liquidity. Oh, I hope you guys are getting me. You can easily find what they call structural liquidity within that level. Let me give you an example. This is a 4 hour swing low right here. This is a 4 hour swing low right here. This is a 4 hour swing high. You see all this level, all this place. Let me mark it out for you. Let me mark it out so you can understand. Let me mark it out. You see all this thing like this, 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 all this thing like this. They are what we call structural liquidity. Understand? Because it is found within this trading range. It is found within this range. You understand? This is one trading range right here, which is the 4 hour low, 4 hour high. You understand what I'm saying? Which is the 4 hour low and the 4 hour high. But then what happened with all this liquidity that we can find within that range? It is what we call structural liquidity. You understand? It is what we call structural liquidity. Now let me bust your brain. Do you know that inducement disruption, they are also structural liquidity? Because you are finding them within a range. Understand? The only thing that is different is transactional, because you are not finding that within a range, you are finding that outside of a range. You understand? Price already take out one range and is taking another range. That is the process in which price is taking out transactional liquidity. But structural liquidity, it is the process in which price is taking out the liquidities within a range. You understand? So now let's look for more example. Let's look for more example of structural liquidity. You see? Now let me give you an example right here. Let me cut price right here. So let me cut price right here. So now let's be frank with ourselves. You can see this is a major 4 hour low. This is a major 4 hour high. This is a major 4 hour low, 4 hour high. This is a major 4 hour low and major 4 hour high. So you can see all this leg right here. You can see this is the swing leg. Now see, but you see all this thing right here, all this stuff right here, they are what we call structural liquidity. All this stuff right here, they are what we call structural liquidity. They are what we call structural, and they are also the same thing that make up the inducement and the disruption. You understand? But they are categorized under structural liquidity. You understand? They are structural liquidity because they are within that 4 hour structure. They are inside that 4 hour structure. You can also call them internal range liquidity. And you can call transactional liquidity as external range liquidity. Understand? You can call structural liquidity as internal range liquidity because you are finding it within a range, inside a range. You understand? All those winning liquidity inside it, that's what we call structural liquidity. You understand? But then you now remember that the last two break of structure within that range is what we call disruption and inducement. You understand? They are also liquidity, but I'm just breaking them down one for you for precision. Precision. I hope you guys are getting me. For precision. So now you understand that the most recent break of structure within a range, that's what we call inducement. And all the little break of structures, or the little highs and lows within a range from the top of the range to the high is what we call to the from the low of the range to the high of the range is what we call structural liquidity. I hope you guys are getting me now. Let's look for more example of structural liquidity. Let's look for more example of structural liquidity. Let's cut price back. Let's cut price back. Okay, good. Okay, good. Perfect. Perfect example. So now, this is one of the most perfect example that we can ever find. So now, let's look at this hero chef pair now. You can see. Let's look at the basic market structure. You can see on the 4 hour we have this higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Then we have this higher low right here. You can see. I hope you can see it right here. I hope you guys can have a clear idea of what I mean by it. You can see we have this higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. You can see. Then something happened right here. Price take out previous low right here, which is this place. Then the moment price take out this previous low, price change direction and take out the previous 4 hour high. What do you see me put? I put CHOCH, which is change of character. Then now see, you can see what happened. You can see what happened right here is all this little liquidity right here. They are what we call structural liquidity. So I was waiting for price to come back and clear all the old structural liquidity. When price did that, clear all the old structural liquidity, all I was looking for was just a buy. So I placed my entry and I was able to ride it for like 1 to 3.5. You can see price took out all the old structural liquidity. You can see. But now the most recent two break of structure within this leg and this leg is what we call the inducement. But then all the old liquidity that you can find within this leg and this leg is what we call structural liquidity. And you can see this is the last liquidity that we can find. That's why we mean by structural liquidity. Let me give you a pictorial example again so you can understand. This is a swing leg and a swing high. Understand? All this liquidity that you can find inside, like this, is what we call structural liquidity, because it is within this structure. But then the most recent two, which is this and this, are what we call inducement and disruption. How you guys have clear idea of what I'm saying now? By the time we start putting everything together, you guys will understand how I use inducement and how I use structural liquidity, inducement liquidity, all this liquidity to look for trade entry. So now, if you truly understand everything that I've been explaining this morning, I want you guys to go into your chart, start backtesting inducement, disrupt and inducement. This is an assignment to send it to me on WhatsApp for everyone that understand it. And if you don't understand, ask question. I'm going to put you through inducement, disruption, transactional liquidity. I want you guys to start identifying it. Send it to me on WhatsApp and I will correct you if you do not get it right. So, good day, guys. I hope with this video, you guys have clear picture of what you guys are doing in the market and not just gambling every day. Thank you, guys. Bye.